Even before the pandemic, Brett, you have made the point that demand always seems inelastic almost if people want to travel. Then you go and get pent up for 2 years of a pandemic, and we wonder why, even if money gets tight, why people are still going to spend on travel. Because do you think this could last 2 years longer? By the time people are already cutting back on other items, they're still going to be spending on travel for at least 2 years just to get it out of their system, what we just went through.
Yeah, it sure feels like it. Travel seems to be a highly prioritized, activity, especially when you can't, leave your house. Now that you can, it's happening in vogue. And, we look at what's happening even coming out of Q3 into October. We see a little bit of acceleration taking place. And the signs for holiday travel remain very, very strong. In fact, if you look at airline load factors and hotel occupancy rates, those are reaching all-time highs. So people are getting out and traveling.
The luxury splurging, or are they already starting to do what we're seeing in other areas in trying to find deals, trying to trade down, discount airlines, lodging? What are you seeing?
Well, we saw the trade down really happening coming out of the pandemic. So very early on, people were very afraid to book out into the future because they weren't sure they could take the trips. So they were really using it more for utility travel, booking lower end star properties. So those properties recovered very quickly. But now we're seeing the recovery happening across the board at all star categories. And with the airlines, there's just limited supply. They're still running, 10% down versus where they were in 19. And so the planes, as you, I'm sure know, are packed, and it doesn't matter whether it's a low-cost carrier or a full carrier. People are traveling and filling up the flights.
Domestic still more than international, or international is caught up now as COVID is I don't know. No one talks about it anymore, I don't think.
Right. Well, our analysts here at Priceline have been tracking this very closely, and domestic travel recovered very quickly, coming out of 2020 into 21. But what's happened in the last 6 months, now that many of the international countries have, dropped their restrictions, which were really just earlier this year, months back, we've seen a very strong recovery in international travel. In fact, Americans in particular are traveling now all over Europe and are now beginning to move into Asia, into, the Philippines and Thailand, destinations that 3 months ago were completely shut down.
And there's no area that's not back. People are going on those big cruise ships again, Brett. I mean, you got other viruses that seem to love those ships too, but people don't care. You get trapped on those things. People are going on because of the deals, or they still discounting.
They are. People love to cruise. It's, and if it's in your blood, you cruise no matter what. And what's happening with cruise lines is it is one of the most really economic, friendly kinds of travel there are, right? You can take a 3, 4, 5 night cruise and spend $50 or $60 a night with food included. That's cheaper than, driving down the street to a low star hotel. So it's really great value for the consumer.
It's weird that the stock booking holdings, we're still not back to the highs. Even though you would say the business is at least as good as it's ever been, or no?
Yeah, the business is very healthy right now. And, I think in our earnings report, even just a week ago, we signaled very strong room night growth in Q3 with, strong optimism for Q4 and hopefully for 2023 as well. But, obviously, it's unclear what the consumer is going to do over the next year or two as we move.
We got the Fed. Yeah, it's not COVID now. It's that other
that's right.
Scourge, the Fed. Yeah. All right, Brett Keller, thanks. Good to have you on.